April Fool's edition of Bad Movie Beatdown, and unlike the other videos today, you're not the fool, I'm the fool. You know why? Because I paid money for it, because I watched it twice, and now I'm doing a review of it. I'm talking about Fat Slags. Look at the cover. Does it look like it's going to be good? I don't think it is. How about the quote there from those high-quality journalists at the Saturday Sport? That's the quote they put on the cover. I mean, would you buy this? I would, but I'm an idiot. Fat Slags is an adaptation of the Viz comic strip about a pair of boozing, sex-obsessed fat women, which is a dark and grotesque satire on Northern England culture. It has been adapted before as a stop-motion series for UK broadcaster Channel 4, and in 2004, some bright spark thought it would be something that people would actually go to see at the cinema, particularly if they packed it with cameos. They were sadly mistaken. This has a well-earned spot on IMDb's bottom 100 list. Even Viz themselves disowned it. The creator of the strip claimed that even the most idiotic, misguided teenage moron will not get a laugh out of this truly irredeemable crock of horse shit. The director of this monstrosity is Ed Bye, and if that sounds familiar to you, then that's because he's done a lot of television work. In particular, he has directed many an episode of the cult sci-fi comedy series Red Dwarf. Oh, and did I mention that the film he did before this was the terrible TV adaptation Kevin and Perry Go Large? Believe me, British comedy isn't all Monty Python and Blackadder, as this skid mark proves. So we start with this very subtle parody of the north of England on Shit Street. Yes we are. And what better way to start off than have a milkman, played by 2 Pints of Lager star Ralph Little, essentially get raped by the two heroines. Incidentally, this is the closest the characters get to acting like their comic strip counterparts. We're only a minute in. As the opening credits play, we get a wonderful look around the Slags' cockroach-filled house. We even have roach cam at one point. Gross and disgusting is not the same thing as comedy! So we cut to the Slags working as welders in a steelworks factory. These are San and Trey, played by Fiona Allen and Sophie Thompson. There's a gag about how San accidentally leaves her torch burning. If you guessed the punchline to this scene, then congratulations, because the movie takes 2 minutes to get to it. At the end of the day, the foreman, played by John Thompson of Cold Feet in The Fast Show, confronts them.
Now, what would you say if I thought you two were doing a terrific job and you both deserve a raise?
Really?
No! You're bloody awful! You two are a couple of useless, brain-dead sea cows. Just give me one more excuse to fire your fat asses! You're fired! Now get off this property before
I think that sums up the level of humour that we're in for. There's nothing left for the pair in Fulchester. Luckily, opportunity knocks, as the BBC sent them a letter inviting them to be part of a talk show. So they head off down to London in search of fame. Because the first thing to do when making an adaptation is take the characters out of their original environments and, oh wait.
Hey, this is Living Trey.
Oh, too right, son.
Hey. Hey, oh, come on, you're disgusting.
These characters are bloody annoying. I know that's the point, but they're aggravating to listen to. And we're less than 10 minutes into this thing. After being the most annoying coach passengers since Mary and All About Steve, they arrive in London. Their first stop is to go to an upper-class fashion store. The assistant is played by Naomi Campbell.
Would I like to try this on?
We only go up to a size 8. So you see, this isn't the store for you.
Oi! Our cash is as good as anyone's.
Yeah, that's right.
How much is it?
£900.
900 nicker.
Fat Slags, the masters of subtle satire.
Will there be anything else? Or will you be returning here with a fabulously wealthy, handsome American businessman with his platinum credit card?
Yeah, I might. But in case it's your day off, you can have this piece of advice for free, you stuck-up shitty cow!
Was that really the best take? It's a bloody good thing we don't hire Naomi Campbell to act. Elsewhere, we're introduced to Sean Cooley, played by Geri O'Connell, who owns Trans Global Media. Yes, this is a career choice that makes Kangaroo Jack look dignified. We also meet Victor, Sean's lawyer, played by Anthony Head, the film's villain, and Paige, played by Geri Halliwell. It's a clever name, you see, because she's his PA. Oh, and because the movie is only 72 minutes long, we had to use title cards to explain who the bloody hell these people are. It hasn't looked this dignified since Mega Piranha.
1, 2, 3, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you.
As Sean talks to the Dalai Lama, he is hit on the head by a falling flower pot. Instead of killing him, it gives him amnesia. Massive and potentially fatal head trauma is funny. And as if that wasn't a stupid enough contrivance, a technical glitch in the boardroom causes the channel to change to the talk show that San and Trey are on.
Now you two are fat, and you're from the north, I believe.
We're not fat, we're just big boned.
That's right, we're lovely.
Oh, spare me.
They are gonna be big.
I think they're probably big enough.
I'm gonna make them bigger. Oh, when I look at these girls, I see nothing but wonderful openings.
Get it? Because the arse is like an opening, like the one this movie squeezed out from. No one wonders why their boss acts like a complete idiot or questions his judgment on the matter. Oh no, they just blindly follow their boss and pick up the pair from the studio. You're looking for logic in a film called Fat Slags? Now there's a futile task if I ever heard one. They are taken to a hotel where Sean gives them his personal room and unlimited benefits. Oh, and looky here, it's another British comedian slumming it for a check. In this case, Angus Dayton.
Maintenance, we're going to need some heavy lifting equipment up here.
I'm trying to work out whether this is pre or post coke addiction. Either way, it explains the desperation.
He's freaking gorgeous.
Hey! I know what you mean, Trace. Just wait till I get my sticky paws on his kicks. Sam, in case you hadn't noticed, he was staring at me down in a little bit. Bollocks! He couldn't take his eyes off me jugs.
I don't know which is worse, the cheap fat suits or the stupid joke with the classical music, who I'm guessing is not Susan Boyle. So as the final preparations for London Fashion Week, and Sean shows up with San and Trey asking fashion designer Fidor, played by James Dreyfus, to put them in his show as the centrepiece. No relation to Richard, I assure you.
You're speechless, aren't you? I know, they're incredible.
Are you mad? This is the final show for London Fashion Week in 2 days. And you want me to put these two gros cochons into my show? No. C'est pas possible, no.
Finally, someone in this movie who acts logically. That's going to be a rarity, I can assure you. Unfortunately, because Sean is ultra powerful, he gets Victor to blackmail Fedor into putting them into his show. Up north, San and Trey's boyfriends see them on TV and try to catch a ride to London. And if you thought that one bad French stereotype wasn't enough, here's another.
I have told you, I am from Lyon.
Yeah, and your passport agrees with you. But where the hell are these two from?
I told you daft get from friggin' Fulchester, like.
And where the hell are their papers?
Hey, what's the fucking papers, Dave? You fucking cheek, that's peace brutality, that.
Get on the radio. I think we better call in immigration.
I say call the exterminators and have done with it.
La doner kebabs, madams. Avec les prawns fittes du confit du Vietnam Vindaloo. Will there be anything else, ladies?
That's it, I'm asexual.
Beautiful.
Woo! They're not running from the fuss, they're trying to get out of this movie! Since the film is more an endless parade of terrible sketches than it is a script, the Slags move on to the next comic set piece. And who would show up but Dolph Lundgren? Dolph Lundgren may have fought terrorists and aliens, but now he faces his greatest challenge. Slapstick comedy.
Let's see what you can do.
Right.
Give it your best shot.
Yes, Sonny. I don't think he's breathing. Oh,
Oh, come on, you can clearly see him trying not to laugh. He's the only one who is. Dolph may have been in this movie for less than 2 minutes, but even he can't escape with his dignity. After an endless parade of direct-to-video action flicks, I'm surprised he had any left. So it's the night of the big fashion show, and Simon and Trey decide to give the show all they've got. Personally, I'm more interested in the Posh and Bex impersonators they've sat next to Sean. You mean it isn't actually them? Surely Geri could have pulled in a favour? Oh wait, I forgot this movie had a budget of £2.50. At the end of their act, they decide to flash off their tits to the crowd, and you know what? They bloody love it! Suddenly and completely inexplicably, the fashion world decides it wants to go big. So a couple of fat women bare their breasts to a crowd, and that sparks off a new fashion trend? I thought only Sean had a massive head injury, not the whole bloody country. And so we get more cameos from recognisable British TV shows reporting on the Slagitis trend sweeping across the country. The fact that neither of these shows are being broadcasted anymore probably gives you an indication of how dated this film is. What do you say to that badly photoshopped picture of former Prime Minister Tony Blair? Paige is particularly determined to pile on the pounds to get Sean's attention. This subplot mostly serves as an excuse for some exceptionally lame puns.
Paige. Are you thinking of changing your name to Library? Do you think perhaps this crash course on the Fatkins diet will make you irresistible?
Paige? What? As in 3?
Let me try. Okay, Paige. More like book. Yeah, I hate myself now. Even the upper-class fashion store gets in on the act and is more than happy to welcome back the Slags. I love how they haven't even bothered to put Naomi Campbell in a fat suit because that might be bad for her career. As if appearing in fat Slags wasn't bad enough. The Slags become so big, figuratively speaking, that they even get their own mansion. Oh, and they have a dog, but not for long.
Bex, say bye. Bex, where are you?
What? I hate this job sometimes. Meanwhile, the Slags' boyfriends are sent into immigration and are questioned by the authorities, including Mock the Week's Hugh Dennis, in a pointless and infuriating subplot.
Me and Dad no bugger all about Bolivia. We're looking for our beds. Fuck's sake, man, we're giving you 8,000 fucking statements and he won't fucking listen. We might as well be talking to ourselves. What drink? Cup of shites.
Oi! The funny part is that it sounds like shite, and the joke is...
I think they're interested in him. It's sexual. It's alright, it's sexual. Our son gives him a hard on. What did he say? What did you say? Or Sandra? Him? Hard on. What's that?
Osama bin Laden.
Why? Why do I have to sit through this? What did I do? Did I do something terrible in a previous life to deserve this? A rift between San and Trey starts forming as the two compete for Sean's affections.
And the finalists are Lacey Hyman's Time of the Month. Damien Burp's The Dog's Bollocks.
It's like the movie finds new ways of being repulsively unfunny.
And finally, two new astounding talents. Tracy Tunstall and Sandra Burke.
Surprise.
69 Shit Street.
Had it moved down brick by brick.
Oh God! There's too much stupid in the same place. I can feel my sanity starting to crack. Trey is so eager for Sean that she knocks out Sam to go out on a night with him. Eventually, things get a bit amorous. I heard the crack! There it goes!
I'm so sorry, love. I've never done that before.
Later, Sam goes axe crazy on Trey. Take a wild guess what they reference. What's your you're hearing is the sound of Stanley Kubrick rolling furiously in his grave. And so the pair have a hilarious fight scene, complete with sound bubbles so you know that they're desperate. They even can't stop fighting when the Secretary General of the United Free World arrives to make them ambassadors for safe sex. Irony.
She nicked my boyfriend! He was mine! He always was and he always will be! Not if I have out to do with it, he won't! Oh, try it, lady!
The sub-Saharan region where our work issuing free condoms has resulted in its increase.
Oh, come on, you guys, get him. He's hurt. He's not breathing.
What have you done?
We're really going to do this, aren't we? Yep, by the power of cliches, they're thrown in prison for attempted murder. They call up Sean in the hospital for help.
Tracy, I know this is gonna sound kind of sudden and completely out of the blue, but a man gets to thinking when he's sitting around waiting for his penis to be surgically reattached, and, well, I don't know how else to do it, but I'm just gonna come out and say it. Tracy Tunstall, will you...
Because nothing solves head injury like another crack to the skull.
Hello, Sean.
I can see why those fiberglass phones never quite caught on. Meanwhile, San and Trey's boyfriends have been shipped into Afghanistan where they bonk the local women. I tell them to get f***ed, but they already are.
Okay, let's see what we have.
I'm fine. Hands up, come on.
Right, his heart's restarted. He's gonna live. Let's get him inside. Bollocks.
Either that is the slowest ambulance in the world, or the Slags' arrest and Sean's surgery happened instantaneously. Oh wait, why am I looking for logic in a film where Geri O'Connell's penis gets bitten off mid-BJ? Having returned to his normal state of mind, Sean discovers what he's been doing for the last few months. Oh, and Paige has completed her transformation into a fat slag. This is the last time we'll ever see her. Bye! So Sean leaves the duo to rot in prison as the Slag ISIS trend finally comes to an end. They of course need to escape, so they shag the parole officer to get out early. Glad to see the whole prison bit was completely pointless. They decide to hatch a plan to get Sean's laptop with all of his money, and they set about organising a plan. So now we're rooting for them? For the last 50 minutes, you've been showing them as the coarsest, most annoying people in the world, and now they're the heroes? This movie is so confused, it doesn't even know the meaning of the word confused. So they spike Sean's drink with laxative before breaking into the ventilation shaft. This movie doesn't even lick the boots of Dumb and Dumber. Can you guess what we're parodying now? Why, it's only the famous vault scene from Mission Impossible. Timely! This was only 8 years after it came out. That also means the bit where Sean's drink was spiked was also a reference to the drink spiking in that sequence. Yay! A reference double whammy! I'm surprised at how in-depth the parody is too. Remember when the rat crawls up on Jean Reno, which we later see dead? Well, the same thing happens here, only a lot more crude. Holy shit! She killed Ratatouille! The Slags grab the laptop, and of course, we have to parody Jean Reno's knife drop in the dumbest manner possible.
What the bloody hell did you bring that for? Emergencies!
Laugh! Dildos are funny, aren't they? Right? Of course, the laptop has some illegal files on it, and Anthony Head still has some dignity, so Sean sends him after it, following the Slags on their way back to Fulchester.
What's the password? Dunno. Here, let me have a go.
I remember when this gag was in Zoolander. So many other movies I could be watching. They can't figure out how it works. They check it out the back window where it hits Victor's car and it explodes. Well, we can safely say that bit was completely pointless. Of course, while Sean may have had a close escape, he doesn't get away scot-free. Did he die? Was he returned to his mentally handicapped state? I don't know. We never see him again after this, and frankly, who cares? So San and Trey reflect on their adventure in what is left of their kitchen.
You know, Sam, Shit Street's not so bad. I mean, what has the South got that you can't get here? Southerners. Exactly. Bugger all. And I tell you something else, Sam. Wherever you are, that's where I want to be. And you know, nothing is ever going to come between me and my best mate ever again.
Certainly not some poxy billionaire.
I'll drink to that.
Hey!
How in the bluest of hells did Fat Slags become a message about friendship? Did the filmmakers even read the bloody comic? Then again, why am I surprised? The writer co-wrote the Thunderbirds movie, and did I mention Stop or My Mom Will Shoot? Oh, and then their boyfriends arrive home because the plot says so. Their subplot was completely unnecessary and nonsensical, but who cares? It's the ending. Roll those credits! But wait, no, there's still footage running during the credits, as Les Dennis introduces family fortunes, I mean the Fat Slags, who do a dance before baring their fake tits one more time. Fat Slags is probably a new low for films featured on this show. I don't think a single person escapes from this Hindenburg disaster of a film with a shred of dignity. At 72 minutes it barely even constitutes a film, and despite the short length, with bits of it clearly hacked out, it's still torturous to the point of being virtually unwatchable. It's trying to satire celebrity culture, but is filled with tacky cameos. Its editing is abysmal and it looks outrageously cheap. It's so vulgar and unremittingly crude that it wouldn't even appeal to the lowest common denominator. This film is an absolute disgrace, and those who made it should be bloody ashamed of themselves, just as I am for having watched it. This is Hell on Plastic. Avoid at all costs. I'm Matthew Buck, beating down bad movies everywhere.